Hello, I'm Viet Cường. You're watching Thái Nguyên News. Now today's headlines. Thái Nguyên provincial leader welcomes delegation from U.S. Embassy. Launching the program Welcome Spring among students and join hands to light up dreams. Kitchen Gas Festival, special characteristics of cultural tradition. In the morning of January 21st, at the office of the chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, Mr. Dương Ngọc Long welcomed the delegation of the Embassy of the United States in Vietnam. The said delegation was led by the Ambassador Sir David Shear. At the meeting, Mr. Dương Ngọc Long expressed his pleasure to welcome and work with the ambassador and members of the delegation and briefly introduced about the potentials and strengths of the province, as well as the mechanisms and incentive policies to attract investment. Mr. Long also confirmed that it was a good opportunity to promote relationship between the United States and Vietnam in general and the United States and Thái Nguyên province in particular. In return, Mr. David Shear expressed his gratitude for the warm hospitality accorded them by Thái Nguyên province and his deep appreciation on the potentials and strengths of Thái Nguyên province. The ambassador hoped that in the future the friendly and cooperative relations between the two countries and the relations between the United States and Thái Nguyên in particular would be stronger. On the same day, students from the Faculty of Foreign Languages, Thái Nguyên University, had a chance to communicate with the visitors. During the exchange meeting, many questions of the students about studying abroad and studying in American universities were answered by Mr. David Shear, giving the students an overview of the educational system of the United States. On January 21st, the Youth Union and Students Association of Thái Nguyên University, in collaboration with its sponsors, organized the program Welcome Spring among students and join hands to light up dreams, and praised students in their perseverance in overcoming hardships during the school year 2011-2012. The program Welcome Spring among students and join hands to light up dreams in 2013 was a common yet significant activity of the Youth Union and Students Association of Thái Nguyên University to further promote the movement of nurturing and fostering talents among universities. In the program, the organizers awarded Lunar New Year gifts. Each of them was worth 500,000 Vietnam dong to 100 disadvantaged students of Thái Nguyên University. Each gift package may not have as much material value, but it served a timely encouragement for them to study harder and gain outstanding achievements in learning and pursuing their legitimate dreams. Also on this occasion, the Students Association of Thái Nguyên University awarded certificates of recognition to 21 students and continues the implementation of the campaign Students with 5 Well-Done Jobs and the Healthy Friendly School in the school year 2012-2013. In 2012, the economy of Thái Nguyên province in particular and Vietnam in general had to cope with many challenges, and the industry sector was one of the most severely affected sectors. However, the industry index in 2012 still increased 7.3% compared to 2011. In the previous year, Thái Nguyên industry implemented several measures to maintain and develop production, namely consumption support for steel and cement businesses associated with a new rural construction program, reorganization of production, strengthening management to reduce input costs, indirect costs, improving labor productivity, product quality and efficiency of capital use, etc. These measures helped the industrial production value of the province reach nearly 30 trillion Vietnam dong, showing an increase of 7.3% compared to 2011. In particular, the central industry reached over 16 trillion Vietnam dong, accounting for 54.2%, and the local industry gained 11,500 billion Vietnam dong, occupying 38.7%, while the foreign invested industry got 2,100 billion Vietnam dong, taking up 7.2%. Some sectors had strong growth, such as processing and manufacturing industry increased by 11%, production and distribution industry of electricity raised by 2%, Industry of water supply, water and waste management and treatment increased by 9.3% compared to the same period last year. In 2013, the industry will continue to promote the implementation of the proposed solutions and improve the competitiveness of certain industrial products in domestic and overseas markets, contributing to the development of the province. On February 2nd, the Department of Population and Family Planning of Thái Nguyên Province organized a meeting to summarize the work of population control and family planning in 2012 and implement its tasks in 2013. In 2012, the population control and family planning of Thái Nguyên Province did not meet its targets in terms of true birth rate reduction that showed an increase of 4.5% compared to 2011. There were nearly 1,200 cases of having 3 or more children, accounting for over 5%. The gender imbalance in the population is also concerned as the sex ratio was nearly 115 boys per 100 girls. At the meeting, officials of the local population in Thái Nguyên Province pointed out the causes affecting the population in the past year. Accordingly, the system of population control and family planning at the communal level was unstable. Also, the limitations of people's perception in terms of the gender issues and choosing beautiful year to have baby are the main reason. To cope with these problems in the year 2013, representatives of relevant departments, medical and population departments, offered solutions such as priority for propaganda to change the perception of people in the worker population, or general public opinions regarding malpractices on the idea of respecting men and looking down on women, the third childbirth occurrence, and simultaneously encouraging female birth. According to the Vietnamese traditional concept, lunar December 23rd is the day when the kitchen gods ride the corpse to fly to the heaven and inform the Jade Emperor about the cooking and working of families on earth in the past year. So on this day, all the Vietnamese families organize the traditional farewell party and burn ghost money or joss paper, including clothing, hats, shoes, and release corpse to say goodbye to the kitchen gods in the heaven. We'd like to invite all of you to follow up a report to understand more about the special characteristics of cultural tradition Kitchen Gods Festival. In the early hours of dawn, the atmosphere at the central market of Thái Nguyên City was bustling. Shops selling joss paper was the most crowded because everyone wanted to prepare all the necessary gifts and necessities for their families for big parties to say goodbye to the kitchen gods in the heaven. Bustling shopping atmosphere here makes us feel that Lunar New Year is fast approaching. The number of joss paper consumers is higher this year compared to the previous year, with varieties of different items. We visited Mrs. Hoa Nga's family in Trưng Vương Quarter, Thái Nguyên City, to see how they prepare for the festival. Preparations such as flower arrangement, 5 fruits tray presentation, and food arrangements on the tray to worship the kitchen gods are almost completed, with chung cake, chicken, rice, bamboo shoot soup, Chinese sausages, sweets, betel leaves, and areca nuts, wine, incense, candles, and a vase of fresh flowers. Most importantly is the presence of 3 living corpses, which are believed to be the means of transport to take the kitchen gods to the heaven. Every Kitchen Gods Festival, my family always prepares a big party to worship the kitchen gods. This is a way to remind people to strive and follow virtues and simultaneously look back at what was done in the previous year and look forward to good things in life. After the food arrangement, the landlords begin to burn incense and pray for the best wishes, good luck to their families. Then, as the incenses are almost completed burned, families conduct thanksgiving, burn joss paper, and take back the crops to the river, which are believed to turn into dragons to bring the kitchen gods to the heaven. On the New Year's Eve, the kitchen gods will come back to earth to continue the job of taking care of the cooking. Therefore, this day is considered the first day of the Lunar New Year's holidays, the nature of the transition between the Old and New Year. Despite the society development, the traditional customs and cultural values of the nation have always been preserved for many generations. And that's the end of our program today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.